Hey guys, Mike here at Uvs Tutorials, and welcome back to a new video. All right, so I've been asked to model a machete, okay, and that's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to start in our panel view. We're going to go to our front view, click on View, Image Plane, Import Image, and I found this image right here. Now, as far as a reference to use while modeling, it's not too great because it's under an angle and so forth, but as usual, we're just going to use it as something to use as a guideline, if you will, okay? So we're going to hit E, we're going to rotate that and try to get it somewhat level. So from this view, we have the basics, okay? Now, the way this machete is constructed is you have a piece of the handle at this end, a piece at the other end, and the steel is going all the way through, okay? So we're going to focus on constructing the steel section first, all right? So for that, we'll take a polygon cube and we'll just create that on our perspective view grid there. We're going to hit R, we're going to scale that in, hit W, bring that down, and kind of get it level from the top point of view. We'll turn on our X-ray, and we're going to right-click, go to vertex, take that top vertex, and bring that down. And we'll take these two, and we'll just kind of follow the lower line of our machete. Okay, so we got one little segment going on there, and don't worry about the thickness. We'll deal with that later. We're going to right-click at a face, edit mesh, extrude, hit W and pull that out. And now we're going to go back and we're initially going to follow the top line and then go back in and follow the bottom line, okay? So let's do that. G to repeat, W to pull out, and try to keep your sections roughly the same size. G to repeat, W to pull out, GW. And now we kind of need to keep an eye on the rest of our model to make sure that we're following that line okay. GW. And just keep on going. GW. GW. And at this point, we're going to hit E and we're going to rotate that a little bit. And then hit W and bring that down to about there. And then GW to do that again. And to hit E and to rotate that some more. Okay, so that's our starting point. Then we're going to go this way. So we're going to take this face right here, edit mesh, extrude, W to pull out. And we're going to follow that top line. So G to repeat, W to pull out, G to repeat, oops, and W to pull out, G, W, G, W. All right, I'll work our way to the end. Then we're going to go back in and we're going to start to tweak the bottom line, okay? So let's start here. We're going to take that vertex, we'll move that up here. We'll take this one and we'll move that there. And we're going to model this in a bit. So don't worry about that. Let's move that there. Move that one there. And we're just going to start to get closer to that line there. And we're just going to mainly reposition them vertically. Okay, so that's what we got so far. Now while we're at it, we can right click at object mode, hit R and scale that in until we have roughly the thickness of the top, if you will. And then first we're going to go in and deal with this guy. We need a bit more subdivision there to get that into a good flow, if you will. So we're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool, Option Box. We'll do multiple and we'll do 3. We'll close that out. We'll add 3 right there. Q on our keyboard. Right click Vertex. And now we can hit W and kind of start to model that out. Okay. Then we're going to go back to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool, Option Box, Single Setting. And we're going to start to add some manually. Places where you feel you need to adjust. We're going to need a few here and 2 there. And then we'll just do 1 in every section here. All right. We're going to hit Q on our keyboard. We're going to go back in and let's start to fine tune that a little bit. So we're going to right click at our vertex. We're going to hit W. Let's start to tweak that a little. Go back to Mesh Tools. We'll insert 1, maybe even 2 there. Right click Vertex. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, then let's take these and kind of pull them out a bit. Just bring that one in. And remember, we're not modeling the wood right now, but what we're going for is the outline for this guy, the opening. Okay, so we're going to insert another edge loop tool, Q on our keyboard, right click vertex, hit W. Okay, that roughly gives our outline. I'll add one more. Let's do that. Control Z, Control Z. No, I don't think we need to. We're going to hit Q. We're going to move in. We're going to look at the guy down there. That seems to be okay. Right click face. Take these two faces and take them out. Take these two. And then let's see what we've got going on here. Then we're going to move in. Oops. Right click edge. Take these two edges and go to edit mesh and bridge. Take these two, hit G. Take, we need to take out this little face down here. That one. Delete that. So right click edge. Take this and this. G to repeat. G to repeat. And maybe we now need to merge some components, but we'll see. We're going to select that. We're going to hit 3 to smooth that. Let's see if we have any issues, and we do. So hit 1 to go back. Down there. So let's see how we can best approach that. That's not going to fly. I'll do it differently. We're going to right click our vertex. Come on. Have to zoom in. Okay, so we're going to select one. We're going to select the next one. We're going to go to merge components. Select one, select the second one, G to repeat. One, oops. And the second one, G to repeat. Come on. And the second one, G to repeat. 1 and 2, G to repeat. Kind of hard to get in there. And G to repeat. That's better. 1. And 2. And G to repeat. And that one looks good. And this one will just push down a bit. Okay. Let's select this guy, hit 3. Looks much, much cleaner. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So now let's deal with our blade section. Now, obviously you can see down here, it's starting to get sharper. So for that, we're going to select this guy. We're going to hit 1 to go back. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool option box. And we're going to add an edge loop down here. Just close this out. That is a bit thin. So we'll try it from here. We'll go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Tool option box. We'll do multiple, and we'll set that to 1 to make sure that this guy will be centered. Okay, we're going to close that out. And we're not going to select it from the top, obviously. So what we'll do is we'll right click at the edge, take that edge, and select it all the way to the point where it's kind of getting sharp, which should be around there. And we're going to double click, and we're going to hit R. And we're going to start to scale that out. And now in the front, we're obviously going to need to tweak that a bit. I'm happy with what's going on at the bottom there, but at the top in that corner, we're going to need to tweak that a bit. So we're going to right click on a vertex. We're going to take this guy. Let's move that back there. I have to zoom in. I want to bring it down a bit. And kind of bring it in like so. Okay, that's nice for our blade section. Now let's see what happens when we smooth it out. 3 to smooth. Not really sharp, so we're going to hit 1 to go back. And we're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool, option box, single setting. We'll do one there, and we'll do one there. Q on a keyboard, right click object mode, hit 3 to smooth out. And that gives us a much better feeling of being an actual sharp blade. Okay. All right. So now that we got that, let's focus on the wood. And for that, we'll take another polygon cube, raise that up. We're going to go to this view. And what we'll do is we'll right click on a vertex, take the top one, kind of bring that up, bring that one down. And we'll initially follow the entire outline, and then we'll tweak that when we get to that point. Okay, right click on a face, edit mesh, extrude, W to pull out, and let's bring that down, G to repeat, W to pull out, GW, and GW, and we'll pull it all the way out here. And then we'll take this end, edit mesh, extrude, pull that out. Too bad there. G to repeat, W to pull out, GW, and GW all the way to there. Then we're going to right click on a vertex, and we're going to start to move those just vertically. We'll take this one, we'll bring that in here. We're going to need to add a few. First, we'll take this and we'll bring that up here. We'll go to Insert Exit Tool option box. We'll do multiple and we'll do 3. Close that out. Right-click vertex, hit W and start to move. Like so. Then we're going to add a few at this end. First, let's tweak these. Okay. Let's just have a quick view of what it will look like when it's smooth. First, we're going to hit R. We're going to push that in somewhat. Let's hit 3. All right, so hit 1 to go back. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Exit Tool option box, single setting. We'll add one close to that edge right there, and we'll add one about there. Hit Q on your keyboard, right-click Object Mode, and 3 to smooth. All right. And then what we're going to do is we are going to right-click on a face. And we're going to take these. All right. And we're going to hit R. And we're going to scale that in a bit. And hit W and pull that up close to the top, like so. And then let's pull that out a bit. Actually, let's bring that back just a little. Okay. So that's pretty much what we're going for. Right-click Object Mode. And let's bring that in. And then from our top, let's have a look. Okay. Then we're going to need to mirror that thing. So we're going to go to Modify Center Pivot. We're going to go to Edit, Duplicate Special, Option Box. I want an instance. And I want this to be in -1 on Z, if I'm not mistaken. And I usually mess this up, so if that's the case, I apologize up front. And we got it, except we need to reverse the normals. Okay, so I'm going to go to normals and reverse, and there you have it. What's the deal with that? Okay, edit, delete by type, history, modify. Where'd he go? Freeze transformations. I had this happen once before, and I think the solution is to hit Control D to duplicate that, and Control D to duplicate that. Normals, reverse, and then take 1 and 2 and delete that, and let's bring them in. Okay, so that's 1. We'll hit 4 for wireframe mode so we can see it a bit better, but that looks pretty neat. Okay. Then we're going to take these guys. So we're going to take a polygon cylinder, raise that up, hit E to rotate that over to 90 degrees. And let's do 40 subdivisions, just to make sure that it's nice and smooth, okay? We're gonna hit W, we're gonna bring that in here, F to zoom in, R to scale down. And there you go. Control D to duplicate. Moving over there. Control D to duplicate. Hit W, move it over there. That looks to be about right. Then from our top view, we're going to select all three. F to zoom in. Let's make sure that we're sitting on a centered line. We're going to hit R and we're going to pull that out to a point where they are clearly visible from both ends. And that looks about right. And that looks okay. Okay, so now we have that. Now we are going to select the blade and we're going to hit 1. And we're going to start to create these holes here. Okay. So what are we going to do there? We're going to take a polygon cylinder, give that some height, and do 40 subdivisions. Okay, we'll do 4 caps, and we'll hit E and we'll rotate that over until we are at 90 degrees. Okay. From this view, we're going to hit W, we're going to move that over to the biggest hole in the center, somewhere around there. We're going to hit R and we're going to stretch this guy out quite a bit. Hit R, scale it down, and E to rotate it, and F to zoom in. Okay, hit E to rotate it a bit more. Not too bad. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate, W to move over, F to zoom in, and we're going to pull that down a bit. And we're going to hit R and we're going to scale that down a bit. And then we're going to hit Control D to duplicate it, W to move that over, and move it up there. I'll just turn off my X-ray so I can no, I'm not. Yeah, that's better. Then we're going to hit Control D again. Bring that over here. F to zoom in, raise that up, and hit R and scale it down a little bit. Control D to duplicate. W to move over. Bring that down here. Then Control D to duplicate again. Bring that down. Hit R, scale that down. Control D and W to move over. F to zoom in. F to zoom in again. Okay, so that's what we got. Now we're going to select all of these guys. And we're going to hit R and we're going to stretch them out like so. And then we're going to hit W and we're going to move them in until they are sticking through our blade. Okay. Now we're going to use the Boolean on this, and usually Boolean creates problems, but we'll see. So we're going to go to Mesh and Combine to make that one object. Okay. We're going to shift select that. We're going to go to Mesh, Boolean, and Difference. And like I said, we're going to reverse the order. First that, and then that. Mesh and Boolean. Let's see, what did I do first? This, that. There we go. Okay, that's what I was going for. All right. So with that selected, we're now going to hit 3 to smooth that out. And we're going to create some material here. We're going to select our blade, right click, assign new material. We're going to go with a Boolean material. Actually, we're not. Let's do assign new material. Let's do an MIA material X, material tab, presets, and let's use satin metal, blend 25%, and we're going to bring that down close to black. Okay. Then we're going to go in. We're going to right click, go to face, and we're going to select these face rows. And looks like we're going to need to deselect a few. So let's give that a new try. Hang on, guys. Object mode, hit 1. That usually works a bit better. Okay, let's start right here. This guy, and then we'll follow that flow. I think we got it. Okay. And we're going to right click, assign new material, MIA material, presets, Chrome, and we'll do blend 50%. And then we'll decrease the reflectivity to about 0.45. We'll decrease glossiness to about 0.4. And that should be okay. We're going to right click on object mode. We're going to hit 3 to smooth that out. Then we're going to go to these screws right here. Assign new material, MIA material, presets, Chrome, replace. And I'm going to take this guy, assign new material, Lambert, checkered box, file, folder, desktop, wood. Hit my checkered box so I can see what I get. And that will need some work. So we're going to go to create Uvs Automatic Mapping, which kind of sets my grain in a vertical position. So I'm going to right click at object mode, edit UVs, UV texture editor. And I'm going to right click, go to shell, drag select that, rotate, rotate. Let's flip that around. Take this guy, object mode, assign new material, Lambert, checkered box, file, folder, wood. All right. Right click object mode, create UVs, automatic mapping. Select the object again, go to Edit UVs, UV Texture Editor, right-click Shell, select all of it, rotate, rotate. And that's that. Okay. Time to get rid of our reference image here. Come on. There we go. We're going to select our machete. We're going to hit Control G to group it. Let's go to Modify Center Pivot. Let's bring that up. Hang on. Window Outliner. There's my group. Yeah, there we go. Now I can move it up without too many issues. We'll move it towards the center roughly. We'll take a polygon plane, hit R, scale that out and scale that out. Right click, assign new material. Let's do a Fong E. We'll make that white. Then we'll right click, go to edge, select that edge and go to edit mesh and extrude. Oops, I got the wrong extrude. Edit mesh, extrude under edge, and hit W, pull that up. Then we're going to select that edge and go to edit mesh and bevel. And right click object mode. Look for our bevel and increase the number of segments. Let's do 10 and increase the fraction. All right. Then we're going to go back to Window Outliner. We're going to select our group. Let's move that kind of towards that angle there. Let's find a nice angle for our render. Turn on a resolution gate. That would be about right. We're going to bookmark this, so we're going to go to View, Bookmark, Edit Bookmark, and we'll call this New, Apply, and Close. Let's create some lights. Create light, area light. We're going to hit W, and we're going to pull that up. We're going to move that in, and we're going to hit T on our keyboard, so we can kind of pull that control down. And we're going to hit 7 on our keyboard, so we can actually see what our light is doing. Okay. So let's bring that down. I'm going to hit R and scale that up, and then raise it up again. Okay. I'm going to hit Control D, duplicate. And actually, before I do that, hold down T. So now it's aiming in the same direction. Control D again, pull one over there, and then Control D once more. We're going to go to View, Bookmark, New. There we have it. We don't really have a lot of light from the front, so we're going to take this guy, and let's pull that down a bit. View, Bookmark, New. Okay, and we'll raise this one up a bit, and we'll create 1-point light. Okay, we're going to take our control and we're going to point it at our machete. Bring it down here somewhere. Let's decrease the intensity to 0.3 and go to View, Bookmark, New. All right, so pretty much there. Now we're going to go to our render settings. mental ray because we've used several mental ray materials. Let's see, we're going to set our image size to HD 1080, quality tab roughly 1.5. Okay, ray tracing, that's all set up. Indirect lighting, we'll do global illumination. We're going to leave all that and we're going to select image-based lighting. And then I'm going to find an HDRI file to use. And I kind of like this one, which is kind of a nature shot. So there we go. So that all said, we should be ready to render. So I'm going to pause the video, hit the render button, and see you guys in a sec. All right, guys, this is our render so far. We're going to do a little tweaking here. The HDRI image that I'm using contains a lot of orange, and you see the reflection of that in these holes that we cut out. So we're going to reposition the machete just a little bit, and I'm going to apply a bump map to our wood. Okay, so we're just going to minimize this. And what we'll do is we'll just go in and take this material right here, which is our Lambert. And what I'm going to do is normally you would, make that image black and white to use it as a bump map. I'm just going to use it as is. So I'm going to go into bump map, select my file. We're going to set the bump depth to 0.2. And my file, I'm going to go to folder on my desktop to wood. And let's see how that looks. We can kind of real life tweak it if you will. I want to keep it very close to 0. So let's do 0.06. Okay. And we'll do the same on this guy. So file 0.06. Select the correct file. Wood. Okay. Then we're going to go to Window Outliner. We're going to select our entire group for our knife. And we don't want to reposition the lights per se. So I think what's better is to just take our whole floor and hit W and kind of move that a little bit. And that's going to affect the angle of our render. I'm just checking to see what would look better. Let's check on our bookmark here. Just going to change that angle a little bit. Okay, let's do that. All right. Okay, here we go again. This should be our final render, so see you guys in a second. Right guys, well it took me a minute to find the right angle. I actually moved it around a couple of times, but I think this one is okay. It kind of brings out the whole thing. And yeah, so that's it for this modeling tutorial. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. And that said, thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.